Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jake from TodaysiPhone.com, and here's your TIP Daily for April 24th, 2013. Okay, so the biggest news of the day is that Apple finally announced WWDC 2013. Tickets for this year's Worldwide Developers Conference go on sale tomorrow, April 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Now, the event itself is going to run from June 10th to the 14th, and in years previous, Apple's used the WWDC event to announce a whole host of different things. The past couple years, though, the trend has been really aiming towards software, so we'll probably see a demo of iOS 7, we'll probably see a demo of the next Mac OS 10, with betas of both of those major softwares available probably, that same day for developers, and then launching a couple months later with a new round of hardware, which we probably won't see at WWDC. Like I said, the trend the past couple of years has been for Apple to do software in the summer and hardware in the fall. Okay, now speaking of new hardware, the next generation iPhone is always a topic of conversation when Apple is concerned, and yesterday's quarterly earnings call was no exception. During the Q&A section of the call, Tim Cook was asked about NFC in devices, and he basically said that he thinks the technology is just starting out, just out of the starting block, which basically means that we won't see it on an iPhone for at least a couple of years. Apple, unless the company creates its own technology, it really doesn't adopt these new sort of technological standards until they've been around for a while and really gained some traction, both in how they're produced and how they're made, but also how much consumers use them. We saw this with 3G, we saw this with 4G, we saw this with the bigger screens, so don't expect to see NFC on an iPhone anytime soon. That being said, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I've never thought my iPhone 5 was missing something because it didn't have NFC. I'm sure when it does come to the iPhone, it'll be very cool and useful, but right now I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Okay, and finally, iTunes launched April 28th, 2003. So in 4 days, on April 28th of 2013, it will mark the 10-year anniversary of when the iTunes Store first launched. Obviously, this is a huge milestone in the digital marketplace's life, and to commemorate it, Apple has created a Decade of iTunes page in the iTunes Store, highlighting a bunch of the big stepping stones that iTunes has had over the years. From the first Silhouette TV ads to the first iTunes Festival to some major album launches, everything is there. It's super cool and super easy to navigate, so if you're interested, you can check that out in the link in the description down below. Okay, well that's all the big news for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Your question of the day today is, what are you most excited to see at WWDC this year? iOS 7, the new OS X, or are you still holding out hope for some sort of hardware announcement? You can let me know in the comment section down below or on Twitter at TIP_Jake. Please don't forget the links to everything I talked about in this video in the description down below, so definitely check those out. And as always, for more news, views, and reviews, don't forget to hit up TodaysiPhone.com.